back at the park today, and I brought a lot of stuff with me. I had a new parent meeting, but I brought all this stuff with me because I knew I was going to want to journal and do some other things as well. So I brought my notebook. I brought this journal that I do some doodles in, and I brought a bag of my a bag of my markers and everything. But I also brought one of my oracle decks. Right now I currently have 3 oracle decks, and this deck is the one that I use the least. I can't show the box because I have my phone propped up on it right now, but this is the guidebook. So it's the Sacred Creators Oracle Guidebook. That's the oracle deck, and these are the cards. I wanted to use this deck again, like I said, because I don't use this deck often, and I wanted to come out here to create being outside instead of, like I said in previous videos, just always in the house or in the living room on the couch journaling and writing my poems and whatnot. The weather's nice outside, so it's a good time to be outside enjoying the weather here. But yeah, I wanted to use this deck because I wanted some inspiration for something to write about, whether it be a journal entry or a poem. And this was just the deck that was calling out to me. It was like, for some reason, I just automatically, and I'm going to take that card because it just came out, but I like to get 3 cards, so I'm going to choose 2 more as well. But for some reason, I just automatically was like, yeah, I want to grab one of my oracle decks and take it to the park with me as well. And I instantly knew this was the deck that I wanted to take with me. So right now, I'm just looking to get 2 more cards, something that's gonna give me a bit of inspiration for something to write about, and just something to focus on overall, creative-wise. Because not just writing, like I said, I brought my doodle journal too, so I might decide to draw something from whatever these cards come out as. That's 1 card. I'm gonna take this one too. And I do also like to look at what's on the bottom of the deck. Fall in love with your own story. I've actually been journaling about that recently, so I might read that line that I wrote about something about my own story. And the top one, rise. But the 3 cards that I pulled, they are flipped over right now. I don't know what they are.
Don't put your mouth on that. Don't touch your mouth.
Okay, we've got raw intention, success and transformation, light in the unexpected. Card 22, 13, and 16. That's crazy because these are some numbers that I have been seeing recently too, minus the 16, but 13 I see a whole lot, and 22. The raw intention card to me is speaking to just like, I've been speaking about just speaking up more, being my authentic self more, just speaking my truth. And these not just things that I've been speaking, but things I've been seeing online. Other people have been talking about just being more authentic and speaking their truth, or speaking up more, just saying what's on their mind. So I feel like that's what this is, because that's just something that I have been dealing with lately, in regards to learning when to speak up, when not to speak up. In most cases with me is I need to learn when to speak up. Like, I need to speak up more about certain things, about situations, about my boundaries and stuff, because when my boundaries are crossed, I don't speak up often. I don't respect my own boundaries much, so I can't expect others to respect those boundaries if I don't. And if I don't speak up for my needs or my desires or my boundaries, like I said, all those things, if I don't have that set in place and I don't put that out there, then how can others respect that? The success and transformation card, I feel like that also speaks to the raw intention. Like, when you have raw intentions, and also like the bottom card that says fall in love with your own story, when you fall in love with your own story, when you are the author of your own story and you don't let nobody else like narrate your story or direct your story into different directions, different paths or whatever that you don't want it to go in. When you do those things and you have that raw intention, then you can have success and transformation. And that's something that is speaking to me and the things that I've been dealing with lately too. I have been feeling this success. I have been feeling this success and this transformation with me just being more comfortable opening up and expressing things. Me being more comfortable to just cut on the camera and do a video like this, or just being out in the open in public and still being able to do this video, to journal and everything. I'm still trying to pay attention to my surroundings and whatnot, but I'm also just in free flow right now. Just letting whatever wants to flow out. Whatever I want to express, whatever I want to create, whatever these cards speak to me, whatever I speak back into my own life with what I write as well, not just what I speak, then, I feel that success and that transformation there. Now, the light and the unexpected card, to me, it's like, because lately I've been talking about how I have been overthinking things, and then it gets to the point where I've overthought so much to where my mind just goes blank, but also like worrying about the future or worrying about the outcome of certain situations, like wishing that I could know the outcome so that I could know which direction to go in or which decision to make. And a lot of things lately, not just with this card that I pulled, but with other readings that I have been watching online and with talking to my therapist. She also pulled a card too during our session yesterday. And a lot of it was just talking about not needing to know the outcome of stuff, like not needing to, like not expecting to know something, or not like focusing on the outcome, just focusing on where I'm at now, and like not worrying about it, because it's like, I don't know, it's all like, it's gonna be okay. Like, you don't need to worry about how X, Y, and Z is gonna happen, where X, Y, and Z is gonna lead to, how X, Y, and Z is going to end, or what the outcome of what X, Y, and Z is going to be. And I have been feeling like that too, but it's something that I have to keep like reminding myself, because I can fall off track with that sometimes. I can find myself like coming back into that period of worrying again, and then just like having to snap back like, okay, it's not something that you need to be worrying about right now. Just focus on the now. You can take in what you're feeling right now, but don't soak in that, and don't worry too much about what's going on months ahead of time, years ahead of time, nothing like that. So I do want to actually read what the guidebook has to say about these cards, because like I said, I don't use these cards often, so I'm not familiarized with everything. I just speak to what I feel like it's saying to me. And I'm glad that this deck that I have is numbered, because my other decks are not numbered, and I'd be having to skim through the guidebook trying to find what card I'm looking for. So we're going to look for number 22. I got to keep an eye on my son, too. He's over there playing in the water. What are you talking about? Raw intention. Essential meanings: intention brought to life, wild power, savage love, divine intervention, powerful inspiration. I've been talking about some inspiration. Channeling messages from source. Self-care message: holding on to the details too tightly, not allowing source to intervene, missed opportunities, getting stuck in your story, unchecked emotion that is sabotaging your efforts. Intention can be raw or it can be refined. Intention gets polished and perfected and turned into marketing, a resume, a vision board, and it is always tinted by layers of our own perception. Raw intention is wilder than that. It's pure, unrefined, and authentic. It's the mother who lifts a car with her bare hands to save her child, because raw power does not ask questions. It just does. And so it is. By virtue of simply being human, you have this wild and natural magic inside of you. And you may be spending too much time filtering your raw power as a way to fit in, or as a way to be who others want you to be. Unleash your pure intention, and you will radiate so much innate magic that you'll move mountains. If you notice any unwanted emotions surfacing, like anger, sadness, fear, or guilt, Like, that's something that me and my therapist was talking about in our last session, and also something that I have been journaling about. Simply be with them, hear them, notice them, ask them why they are present, and they will likely point to a much deeper need that sounds something like, I am seen, I am loved, I am accepted, I am safe. Remind yourself that you are all of these things and draw your power from there. And then it kind of just gives like some things to think about. You can use them as like journal props if you want. I'm not going to read those. I'll probably just read them to myself, and if that's what I want to journal about, then I will. But yeah, that's the raw intention card. And now I'm going to read card 13, success and transformation. Essential meanings: the end of one thing and the beginning of another. Rebirth, ongoing growth, continuous improvement, transformation, and change. And this is a new moon in Gemini, and there has been some things that it's like I need to end and let go of. And it could be just as simple as certain thought forms and thought patterns, certain actions caused by those thought forms and thought patterns that needs to be ended and, just let go of, and like a rebirth of the mind type of thing. The self-care message says, holding on to the past, not letting go of an outmoded dream, giving up after the first test, difficulty, reframing failure as learning. A major phase in your life is coming to a close, and a new beginning is coming into view. This natural cycle of death and rebirth will bring positive closure to a long-awaited cycle of completion. These endings are inevitable, and we must allow them to happen naturally. Reframe any imperfections or unsuccessful attempts that have led to this. It's okay to make mistakes along the way, so accept them as invaluable lessons that have shown you how to become more resilient and more accurate with each successive try. Lean in with a growth mindset. Yep, another freaking growth opportunity. I literally wrote that in my journal entry. And begin to identify which ingredients were missing. Then get ready to make some superstar upgrades, because continuous self-improvement is key to transformation. And I'm not going to read the rest of it. Some of the things to journal about says, what is ending? What is beginning? What can you honor these two states of, or how can you honor these two states of transformation? This part right here actually stood out to me, so I do want to read it. Every great success story includes a moment of rejection and mistakes. Before that wildly incredible step was taken, how have you transformed and transformed again in order to be ready for your big moment? And now, card 16, the light and the unexpected. Essential meanings: the unexpected, upheaval, working with a sudden change, lessons from unexpected sources, spreading love in difficult times. Journal entry thing again. Showing your true self, being a light worker in place where it is needed most. The self-care message says, lack of preparedness, loss of control. I've been talking about needing to let go of that need to have control for certain things. Situations or beliefs that shake your foundations to the core, hiding your true nature or feelings because of what is socially acceptable, delaying the inevitable or denying necessary change, not working in your light when it is needed. Something unexpected is emerging quickly. This type of sudden change can be exhilarating, yet it can also feel like things have gotten way out of control when parts of your regularly scheduled reality begin to crumble. While the future will be unpredictable during this upheaval, know that the universe is holding you close, and that this change will expose a handful of opportunities that you can't see just yet. What shimmers beneath the rubble? Love, light, meaning, happiness. They're all hidden in your current situation. So allow them to flood into your life by actively searching for the meaning in the madness. You will see that this is exactly what you've been preparing for. It's during challenging times that your star stuff can truly shine. So take a deep breath and seek the light in the darkness. There's so much of it there to work with. Is there something about your life today that you have been looking at all wrong? What's fractured and what's working? And which pieces are worth keeping? What light in the unexpected is staring back at you with its silver lining? So now that I've pulled those cards and, you know, talked about what they meant to me and then actually read the meanings in the guidebook, realizing that I've really pretty much already wrote about these cards, it's kind of like, what do I write now? I guess I haven't wrote a poem about all of this, but I have been journaling pretty much about all of this that it has been talking about. I did a new moon in Gemini journal entry. I did 2 of them, and I usually don't do 2, so I guess that was just fitting with Gemini. I don't have the other journal with me. I left that one at home. But let me see. I'm going to skim through this journal entry and see if there's anything that stands out that I want to read that kind of matches with these cards. My son is kind of walking kind of far away right now, so I'm probably about to have to go get him. But I was reading the journal entry, and some of it that stood out was where I said, I learn from my mistakes so I don't make them time and time again, but my mistakes don't make, break, or take me. I scratched out my, so I guess I meant I don't make them time and time again, but mistakes don't make, break, or take me. Yeah, I gotta go get my son. I don't know what was recording. So yeah, I just had to go get my son, but the rest of it that stood out to me in this entry says, I was making sure my son was still right there. I speak my truth respectfully. What needs to be spoken, I do not hold in just to drown myself. What needs to be expressed, I express like the greatest performer, confident in themselves and their craft. I create, I inspire, I support and receive inspiration and support within my expression, open to more opportunities for inspiration, beautiful growth, healthy communication, and relationships. And then I go into how I give myself grace for the times that I have not been basically that compassionate with myself, the times that I haven't been firm within my boundaries, the times that I haven't expressed myself or spoken up when I needed to, the times when I've blocked myself and closed myself off to certain opportunities, the times where I've just been in unhealthy relationships and just, I guess, circumstances with myself in general and with others, like I said, relationships. Just giving myself grace because I'm not at that same period anymore, I guess, through this transformation or whatever. So, like, just the fact that I'm not still in that same stage of, not respecting my own boundaries and not speaking up and whatnot. I have to give myself grace for that. I'm feeling like I need to just take the rest of this time to just kind of sit. It's getting a little bit more quiet out here because a lot of people are leaving now. So I'll be able to sit with my thoughts a little bit and decide if it's even necessary to write anything, since I already felt like I had been writing journal entries regarding to the cards that I pulled. But just being able to take a bit of time to sit with my thoughts and just enjoy the moment of being out, then I'll be able to make that decision whether or not I should write a poem with this or not, or journal entry or whatever it may be. A noisy day at the park, a noisy playground of the mind, loud, cheerful screams, flying on and off swings, splashes in the sprinklers, and little stomps running by. A fun time to just play and be in free flow. To not worry about thinking straight or what to create, because the inspiration doesn't wait and comes best when least expected. Leaving the park on the way back home, the interest was suddenly empty. Peaceful quiet with only the sound of the wind, birds, and the trees. The drastic change is something to appreciate. A transformation from a playground of a mind to a picnic or a walk in the park, when I expected a smaller level of chaos. Having worrisome thoughts of what's ahead of me before even getting there, like there could only be darkness in the unexpected, chaos in the unexpected, when really it's my intentions of expectations and the unexpected. Because what has caused fear in me over unknown or unexpected outcomes? What has caused fear in me over unknown or unexpected outcomes. What I have experienced before or what I have witnessed. Another person's story is not my own. It may be similar, but still not mine as a whole. I fall in love with my own story before trying to make myself the main character or a sidekick in another's. Maybe the stories cross paths at some point, but I'm still my own character with my own journey, prepared for the unexpected, still creating from it all, still expressing from it all.